That comes later. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Great to have you all here with us. Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Welcome, everyone. So wonderful to see all of you again. Just a few reminders before we get started. We have a little demonstration to share with you this morning. Okay. So this is it's the time of whether we get hugged or not and how hugging goes. I need the mic. Okay, so I get to approach and open hands and see what the response is. And if I get open hands,
I'll say, may I hug you?
May I hug you?
May I hug you?
You may.
Are you vaccinated?
Or I would come up and say, may I hug you? And we stay 6 feet apart. Namaste. Thank you. All right. Enjoy today's service.
Good morning. So a little bit of lightness today. You guys came in kind of light. And we are continuing to use masks. We're open to the public, and we do not know everybody who comes in the doors, and we want everyone to feel safe. And so through June, we're going to continue to use masks in the church service. And we do invite you to honor others and make sure that you feel safe saying no. I feel safe saying no. Not everyone here is vaccinated. Not all the staff are vaccinated. And we just want everyone to be safe here, all right? Or at least have that sense of being safe here. And you never know what may happen. Is that better? Okay. So I have several things that I'd like to speak to before we go into prayer. The first one has been an announcement that I was supposed to make 3 weeks ago now, I think, and I kept forgetting. So the first PPP loan that we asked for, requested, and were granted last April or May has been forgiven, and we did not have to pay it back. So we're blessed and we're grateful for that. And thanks to Terry, we have stacks of documentation so they can go back for 4 years still. And he's got every scenario imaginable as the SBA changed the rules and then changed the rules and changed the rules. He's got a scenario for each one to account for every penny. So we're grateful for his work here doing that. And we want to bring your attention to our white rose. We're sorry to announce the passing of Ron Short. We hold his wife, Sandy, and their daughter, Jessica, who was our first choir director after Mark and I came into the church, and her husband, David, and their children in our prayers. And we also hold our youth, our teens, in prayer. They're at a rally online this morning. This weekend is their graduation rally. So we hold that to be a wonderful experience for them because it's not what they wanted. They really want it to be in person. And we know how much we want to be in person, the kids even more so. So we hold them in prayer with that. And now let's take ourselves into prayer. Our affirmation is, I am ready to sail beyond limiting beliefs. And so as I dip into that sacred space, and I experience that communion with God, I allow myself to open up, to release limiting beliefs, those things which no longer serve me, those things which keep me from showing up in my wholeness, my holiness. And we hold the highest and the best. We hold that light for all of the volunteers who work with those who are in dire need. We hold the light. We hold the space for those who work with people who are experiencing dark moments, for those who are experiencing challenges. We hold space for them to walk through whatever is theirs to traverse. And we are willing as a community to walk with each other. And that is the strength and the power and the love that is here at Unity of Mesa. And for each and every person in this room, and for all of those that you reach out and touch in that immense web that we expand from this community that reaches out and touches around the globe. We send our love, we send our light, and we receive in return blessings and grace. And so it is. Amen. And I welcome you to Unity of Mesa, where we enlighten, empower, and energize one another to uplift our world through a greater expression of God. I'm Reverend Judy Hildebrand, Reverend Kathy Kellogg sitting back there this morning, and I am joined this morning with Walt Richardson, who's our board member of the day and doing platform and meditation, and the delightful Walt Richardson, who is our musician. And we're grateful to have you back, and we can't wait to hear.
It's good to be here. And I must say that during quarantine, I lost all sense of protocol. So I did remember how to play the guitar. But if I do things out of order, that's what it's all about. I don't need this one. That is not me. There's a lot of microphones up here. That's not me. So this here time and this here situation is crucial all around the world. We need healing, you know. This here time, this here situation, crucial all around the world. We need healing. Sunshine, say that with me. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine, come along and heal up this nation. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Say it again. Sunshine and inspiration. Come along and heal up this nation. Sunshine and inspiration. Say it. Sunshine, sunshine and inspirations. Come along and heal of this nation. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Yeah. Can you say it again? Come on. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine, come along and heal up this nation. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Yeah. Let me tell you something. I said this here time and this here situation is crucial. All around the world, we need healing. I'm gonna say it again. This here time and this here situation is crucial. All around the world, we need healing. Can you help me out? Here we go. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine, come along and heal up this nation. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. I want to say it again. Come on, help me now. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine, come along, y'all got it. Heal up this nation. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine. Oh, yeah, y'all sound good. Well, it's eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If you want to be free, you got to know the truth. Oh yeah. When it's an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If you want to be free, you got to know the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine, come along and heal up the nation. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine. I got one more verse for you. Ooh. Now one good turn deserves another. What goes around, it comes around, my brother. Can I say it again? I said one good turn, ooh, deserves another. What goes around, it comes around, my brother. Better believe me. You better believe sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine, come along and heal up this nation. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine, whoa, 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 whoa. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine, come along and heal up the nation. Sunshine, sunshine and inspiration. Sunshine. Shooby-dooby-doo. 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 Shooby-dooby-dooby-doo. How you feeling out there? Shooby-dooby-doo. 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 Shooby-dooby-dooby. Sunshine and inspiration, come along, heal up the nations. Yeah. Thank you.
We do have the same last name.
She wanted to marry Richardson. She got the right one.
Oh, thank you.
I watched them get married right here when they hugged each other. I go, we back at home.
Yeah. Good morning. I have a couple of things for you to know, including what's not written here, but if you have phones on, please silence them or put them on mute. So it's that time again. So this Wednesday at 7 o'clock, Gong Meditation returns. That's right. This is a sound healing meditation which uses the vibration of the symphonic gong and Tibetan singing bowls to allow you to enter into a deep state of meditation. And Gretchen Bickert is absolutely fantastic. If you've never tried it, I heartily recommend it. Then, after the past year or more, some conversations with family and friends have become difficult. So Courageous Conversations provides knowledge and tools for listening, creating connection, and facilitating dialogue in tough emotional situations. Together, through this course, we will learn how to take responsibility for our own experience and commit to increasing our awareness of our own feelings and needs, as well as those of the people with whom we interact. Reverend Judy is an AFP master teacher, is offering another opportunity for women to join her for the Art of the Feminine Presence 5-week course. The AFP tools and practices can be life-changing. Ladies, if you'd like to be noticed more in life, find deeper connection with your own feminine essence, experience deep-rooted confidence, and inspire change, sign up for this amazing course. If you can find more information and register for this and all our classes and events on our Things for You to Know page at unityofmesa.org. Registrations can also be done in the bookstore. And for gentlemen, if you want to give a great present to the woman in your life, this would be a great idea for you. And then next Sunday is Graduation Sunday. It's our first in the generational service series. And I think it's safe to say that this graduating senior would not have expected her senior year to be like this last year. And if you'd like to be a part of our generation's service, contact Reverend Judy if you're a baby boomer, and Reverend Kathy if you're a Gen Xer. And then thank you all for sharing your love and light with us this morning. Please know that your soul is welcome here. And now let's share our guiding statement to remind us why we come together. Will you say it with me, please? We are here to experience more of the fullness of who we truly are in order to transform the world. All are welcome here.
So we're bringing back the wonderful mini lesson, and today's got 2 mini lessons. So first is, this is Memorial Day weekend, and this was a time that was set aside in about 1865 or 1866, right after the Civil War, to honor those who gave their lives in fighting for this country. And so today we continue that. In 1971, it was officially made the holiday that it is today. And so I invite us today, first of all, if you have a dear one or a family member who has served and was killed during the war, or died during any time they were in service, actually, would you please stand so we can honor you and your contribution? Anyone? Yeah, Alice. Miss Alice. So Alice, we honor you and your gift to this country. Yes. So I invite us to just take a moment for 60 seconds of silence for all of those who have given their lives. And we say thank you. We are grateful. I'm grateful for the lives that we get to live at this point because of the gifts of your life. And the second mini lesson is about our summer series, which we start today. Kathy and I are trying to figure out what to do this summer, and we came up with working with Contemplating Wisdom and Truth. And we bumped into this book that was sitting on the bottom of my book pile on my desk of books that I was supposed to look through and go through, and opened it up, and there were these beautiful poems at the beginning of each chapter in the book. And some of the poems were just amazing. And so we have chosen to take various poems from that book that call to us and share our wisdom and truth as Unity ministers who have served in this church, and Kathy, who has served in many, many churches, and what we have learned and gathered during that time that we think might support you on your journey. So that's what we'll be doing and playing with, literally playing with this summer, and hope you enjoy it. The book is 1 Degree South of God, Dynamic Updates on Wisdom and Truth. The poems were written by Catherine Kiesch, K-I-E-S-C-H. And so we hope you enjoy the series, and interspersed in that series, we have Father's Day, we have 4th of July, we have Graduation Sunday, we have 2 of the generational Sundays planned out. So it'll be broken up, but we would like a chance to, instead of teaching you what others are saying, we'd like a chance to share with you what we have to say this summer. So hope you enjoy that. And now it's time to prepare ourselves for meditation.
So I invite you to get comfortable, seated in a comfortable position, closing your eyes, centering yourself in your breath. I'm going to read from our daily word, Friday, June 25th of this year. It's about trust. I walk in peace and faith as I trust my inner light to guide me. When I keep my thoughts centered on God, deep peace encircles my heart, and blissful clarity permeates my mind. As I live my life from this place, my trust in my ability to discern my inner guidance becomes increasingly strong. I am no longer swayed off course. I trust my intuition and inner knowing to lead me, to help me grow, realize my potential, and be of service. as we continue to breathe and bring ourselves back into the present moment. We're grateful for the presence of God in our lives, and so it is.
With your head in mind, we can walk through any space and time and leave behind this cross space with this narrow mind. We can't deny what we've been searching for all our lives. Yes, you and I, with love wings we can fly. We've had our share of avatars. We've had our share of battle scars. Not any one man's point of view can keep a whole world from the truth. We can fly, we can fly. With love wings we can fly. We can fly, we can fly into the clear blue open skies. I wish that you could see what the world looks like to me. In the end, all I know is we're reaping what we sow. With your hand in mine, we can walk through any space and time and leave behind this cross space for this narrow mind. We can't deny what we've been searching for all our lives. Yes, you and I, with love wings we can fly. We can fly, we can fly. With love wings we can fly. We can fly, we can fly into the clear blue open skies. With love wings we can fly. With love wings we can fly into the clear blue open skies. With love wings we can fly. With love wings, love wings, love wings we can fly. With love wings into the clear blue open skies. We can walk through any space and time leave behind this crawl space with its narrow mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Walt. So I love the beginning of it where you start it with, we can't deny what we have been searching for all of our lives. What are we here for? What have we been searching for all of our lives? And I think that this poem that I chose for today is about that. It's the searching. So the poem goes, let us be willing to set our sails on a course, put our rudders in the water, risk our life as we know it, to shake and be shooken up, be put to the test, to be put up against a hot fire, find our way peacefully through the waters that are present. All matters as small, face them like a gentle giant, steer with the rudder of knowing, smile from inside. We also smile into another. Let us be willing to know the winds of the divine are filling our sails with grace and power to stay the course as we set sail on a spiritual quest. So how many of you have spent any time at all in a sailboat? So only about half of you. So let me talk a little bit about a sailboat. I had a sailboat once. I had a small, I think it was a sunfish. It was between a sailboat and a sunfish. So it was big enough for me and the 20-pound dog. And it was flat on the bottom, so it didn't have a keel, but what it had was a centerboard. So all sailboats, really all boats, have a keel. It's that sharp edge that runs along the bottom, and lots of times they're kind of pointed down. That keel is really important. If they are flat and the wind blows or a wave comes, it just slides sideways, or you try to go someplace and you're just going circles. The keel is like your, it's like your foundational knowing. It's the core knowing that you have that keeps you on the straight and narrow. And without that keel, or without the centerboard, the centerboard was about this long and it was a narrow board, and you just stuck it down in a hole that ran like about this long in the middle of the boat. And it would help the boat stay the course that you set it on. And then you've got the rudder. And that's the thing that in a small boat, you hold the handle, and it looks like another centerboard, actually, that sticks in the water. And you move it this way, and it makes the boat turn right or left. And you feel into the rudder. You don't just shove it. You feel it. And you put light pressure on it or harder pressure, depending on what is needed. And then the sails. The sails are the interaction between the visible and the invisible. It is where the invisible becomes manifested. So, how many of you have seen wind in front of you? How many of you have seen stuff being blown and carried in the wind? How many of you have felt the wind? But how many of you have really seen the wind? It's pretty invisible, right? Kind of like God. It's there. It's always there. But sometimes we need something to make that connection, to make it visible for us so that we know it's there. So the sails, as they go up and as they catch the wind, things start to happen. So it's kind of like us as we connect with the invisible God, and life starts to change, our sense, our experience of life changes. We know there is a God, right? But sometimes we need that experience to really, truly, deeply know. So for me, when the sails become filled with the invisible wind, they have become filled with grace and with power to stay the course. And so what are my sails? What do I put out? Or what do I put on? What do I lift up? What do I raise in order to meet the invisible God and to experience that God? And I think that's been that spiritual journey that I've been on for so long. And I've had all these experiences as a kid and all of that, but did not set out on an intentional spiritual journey until 2001. And there was something happened at that point. And it was an awareness of the energy that I carry within me, that is God energy. And in that awareness, I knew there was something that I couldn't see in the world that could change my life. Because I had no upbringing in church. I had no formal religious training. And as far as I was concerned, I didn't want any of it. And it took a lot of kicking and screaming to get me to here. And some kicking and screaming while I've been here. But for the most part, you guys have been really gentle with me, and you have walked me through my journey. And I'm so graceful. I'm so grateful for it and so blessed by it. But it's that journey of knowing, that deep, deep knowing. And my keel, my centerboard is so strong and so honed and sharp. It's like a razor's edge at this point. And I clean it out on a regular basis. You know, they lift a ship up, whether it's a small one or a big one, and they inspect the bottom. Or they send divers down and they scrub off the junk that attaches itself to the bottom of the boat, especially to the keel or the center boards, so that the boat can go on its course. But how many times do we stop and clear out the junk? So think about, I'm, really looking at our little 3, 4, or 5-year-olds who have been told for a year, you can't hug someone. Don't hug your grandma. Don't hug the neighbors. If we don't sit down and have a discussion with them at the end of this and tell them that it wasn't that person, it wasn't it was because we needed to find out more about this little virus and have that whole discussion, what are they going to carry with them? They're going to carry, it's not safe to hug, right? It becomes a limiting belief for them. It's a belief that served them well during this year, maybe another 6 months, 9 months, whatever it takes. But if they hold on to it, and if we don't stop and have that dialogue saying, okay, now that we have found medicine, we have found it's now okay to give people hugs again. What are they going to carry with them? And how many times do we bump into things and we need it at the moment? It may be a traumatic death of somebody, and we need some things to support us to get through it. But if we don't let it go and we keep holding on to the fear or the isolation maybe that we took on for a while to get through some of the pieces, or the dependency or that, if we can't let it go later on, it becomes a limiting belief, and it keeps us contracted. It keeps us from stepping into our fullness, into our wholeness, into our holiness. And so we want to clear off, scrub out those limiting beliefs, make sure our keel, that which is our core knowing, is clean. and can move us straight along the course that we set with our rudder and with the trimming of the sails. So we don't slide sideways, we don't end up in a big trough and you have the big wave come over us, but we actually go around it or go over it and into it. So it's really important when we're sailing through our spiritual journey that we're able to do that. And our rudder, I said we feel into the rudder. So if I'm sitting in my little sailboat, I feel into the rudder. I can feel the pressure that's on it. And I can see the sails. And I feel into how fast, how slow. If I shove my rudder over too fast, the boat's going to whip around. The boom, that wooden pole that the sail sets up upon, is going to swing around, whop me upside the head, and I'm in the water with a really bad headache. So it's really important that I use my wisdom. I feel into it. I sense into it. So I would say that on my journey, I have figured out I have to clean the barnacles and the crud off on a regular basis. Have to do that self-assessment. What am I carrying that no longer serves me? I have to trust that I know what I know, and I can sense, I can feel, and I can move that rudder just the right amount to turn the boat in such a way that it is smooth sailing and we don't get dumped, especially if other people are on the boat with me. And the sails. How important are the sails? How important is it to be able to have a space where you can turn in and actually have that interfacing with God? The sails have that interfacing with the wind. But if the sails are not, the sails don't get checked out. If we don't look at them to make sure there's no tears or no rips in them, or make sure they don't get stained and mildewy and then start to disintegrate, because when that happens and the strong wind comes, it's going to rip those sails and they aren't going to be able to contain the invisible wind and do you any good, because it's just going to blow right through. And so for me, it's that practice of daily practice of meditation, so that practice is so smooth and so strong that I make that connection on a regular basis with the invisible. Whatever you would like to name it. But when I make that God connection, I know that I know that I know. And life is okay no matter what is blowing around me. No matter what the waves are doing, no matter what the wind is doing, I know that there is something greater out there that has my back. All I have to do is remember to use the tools I have in order to be part of that. And I think for me, that's been the biggest part of my journey, is knowing that I've got those tools and knowing without any doubt that God is and I am. Just like the sailboat is and I am sitting on it and I have control of it. Now, that doesn't mean that I always get to go the way I want it to go. I remember the first year I was married, I had a small sailboat and my mother-in-law was petrified of water, but I would take my boat out about noon and go out and sail for the afternoon. But in Missouri, the wind dies like at 4 o'clock. It stops. There's nothing. And so the boat just stops wherever you are. And so I just lay out in the middle of the lake with the dog, and we just have a nice sun bath and enjoy the peace and the quiet and the absolute stillness until the evening breezes would start up. But my mother-in-law would be panicking. I knew you were drowning. I knew you were drowning. All that. I'm going, no, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen to me. I'm safe. I'm protected. And that sitting in the silence, in the stillness, is when I had God experiences. Even though I was in my 20s and didn't believe there was a God, definitely was at that stage of my life, but I had those experiences. It was when I knew there was something greater. There was something beyond me. There was a power, there was a presence. And I found it in that absolute stillness where there was absolutely nothing else to do but sit and wait. And so we've had a year of that in many ways, right? How many of you, I know some of you have had to keep working and some of you have worked really hard during this time, but a lot of us experienced shutdown, didn't we? And all of a sudden you had lots of time. And what did you fill it with? Did you fill any of it with extra silence? Because we still have some time left. We're not all out on full schedules yet. Are you filling it with extra time in silence? Or are you so needing to be out with other people and that you've got the TV on, you've got the radio on, you've got all the noise on, and you're just making up stuff to do instead of just finding time every day to sit? How many of you sat for at least 5 minutes this morning and just did nothing and just sat and was present? Yeah, a few of you have that practice, and it feels good, and it sets your day off right. But I invite you, find time for the stillness. In yoga, they call it kiristia. It is stillness. Can you find stillness? And so even if you're moving through poses, between the inhale and the exhale, can you find a moment of stillness where nothing is moving? But God is there. That's where God is. It is in the stillness. And so we set sail all the time. We go from one port to another, and every time we leave a port, we need to set sail again. And we get to choose how we do it. We get to choose if we do it connected or if we do it disconnected. We get to choose if it becomes a blessing or if we experience it in a different way. And I'm thinking, those are my words of wisdom for you today. The other piece that has to happen is, every so many years they lift the boat completely out of the water and they do that thorough inspection. And in a spiritual journey, we call that cradle work, CREDO, looking for what is your current belief system. So how many of you have asked yourself in the last 12 months, what is God? How many of you have asked, what is heaven, what is hell? How many of you have asked yourself, what do I believe about Jesus? What do I believe about death? We've had lots of opportunity this year. What do I really believe about death? What do I believe about spiritual community? What do I believe about humanity? What do I believe about interconnectedness? What do I believe about love? What do I believe about being a spiritual being, living in a spiritual universe, governed by spiritual laws, having a human experience? Because that's what we teach in Unity. We are a spiritual being, living in a spiritual universe, governed by spiritual laws, having a very human experience. And what do you believe about that? Does it still work for you? So, once again, I say, let us be willing to set our sails on a course, put our rudders in the water, risk our life as we know it, to shake and be shaken up, be put to the test, to be put up against the hot fire, find our way peacefully through the waters that are presented, see all matters as small, face them like a gentle giant, see it steer the rudder of knowing, smile from inside, we also smile into another. Let us be willing to know the winds of the divine, are filling our sails with grace and power to stay the course as we set sail on a spiritual quest. And we set sail every time we leave another port. So happy sailing, happy visiting other ports, happy expansion and evolution. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. So there are many ways to financially support this spiritual community while we meet online and here presently. And we can do it indirectly by ordering books through our website links. We can go into the bookstore. We can add Unity Church of the East Valley as your favorite charity to Smile Amazon and Fry's Rewards. Send a check directly or through giving online using the Give Plus app. And all the information on how you can give and more can be found on our website, unityofmesa.org. If you're watching on YouTube, just click the link below in the description. And don't forget, you can donate your stimulus checks or donate a car if you'd like. There's all sorts of things we can do. And there are buckets around the room instead of sending an offering bag down the rows. So I now invite you to take your gift of love in your hands and say with me our offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Blessings are the givers and the gifts.
I felt like listening to Reverend Judy. I almost call her Judge Judy. Reverend Judy. I knew it was going to happen. I had to get that out because during quarantine, something really interesting happened to me. I shifted into old man humor. I don't know why. I don't know what day it was, but all of a sudden, and I'm kind of not used to it yet, but I'll get there. But y'all understand exactly what I'm saying. So I had to get Judge Judy out of it before I get. But the sailing and everything, all the imagery was beautiful because quarantine was probably the greatest gift that has happened in my life. And I asked a lot of questions, and I turned the lights out and sat in the dark. And I wanted to get to a place where the relationship with the all-knowing was not a human relationship. It was beyond a human thing because we do a human-centric understanding of the entire universe. So I wanted to move the human part out. And I got to vibrational. So when I started listening to how the word God sounded, it became musical. And I think we shortened it. I think it really is God. So I turned it vibrational. And when I did that, for me personally, being a musician, it spoke. And I said, we just shorten the word. We just say God, okay? But we say, bless this food, God. And we put it in our chest. It moves throughout the entire room. Love Wings was talking about that same thing, the electromagnetic field that comes out of our hearts and into the quantum field. This song here, Day of Your Wings, is the same thing. I wrote it for some high school students, letting them know that we can spend our whole life on that cliff thinking about jumping out there in the wind and sailing off. First part of our life, we're walking to that edge, and then we can spend the rest of the life with everybody on that edge talking about, yeah, I'm gonna do it one day, man. I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna just do it. And then we watch other people just run off and start sailing. So this is for all of you on the day of your wings. On the day of your wings, in the heart of your changes, you'll fly new horizons and be a sage among sages. And those who have taunted and tried to take flight from you lose all that they wanted, eventually fade from view on the day of your wings. On the day of your wings, in the heart of your changes, you fly new horizons, be a sage among sages, in those who have taunted and tried to take flight from you lose all that they wanted, eventually fade from you on the day of your wings. And maybe tonight, you're gonna reach inside, find your wings, take off to the sky, my friend. Tonight, baby, tonight, you're gonna reach inside, find your wings, take off to the sky, my friend, and fly. Oh yeah. You know the light is calling us back home to another place. You know the light is calling us back home. The wind is in our face on the day of your wings, on the day of your wings, on the day of your wings, on the day of your wings. I pray on the day of your wings. Stand on the edge, reach inside, wait for a good one to come along. Spread your wings, take off to the sky, take off to the sky, flying high. On the day of your wings, I pray, on the day of your wings. On the day of your wings, on the day of your wings, I pray on the day of your wings. Thank you.
And so, Walt, are you still playing at the Greek restaurant occasionally on Friday nights?
They haven't started, I don't know if they started music.
Okay.
But not yet.
But Tempe is open now? Tempe Arts yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
They're getting there too.
All right. So for those of you who don't know, Walt has been really instrumental in the community in bringing music to the community, and he's done an amazing job over the years. So yeah, kind of watch for him as things open back up. Absolutely. And there will be no hospitality after service, which just means we're not serving food, but the garden is open. It's beautiful out there, and you're welcome to go out and visit with each other. Our chaplains, and I do think we've got a couple of chaplains here. Yeah, we've got Julie and Delane. We'll go out those double doors, and you can meet them out there for one-on-one prayer. And let's do our closing prayer. How about we stand? And together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well. Have a blessed week, everyone.